I've had a ton of music that I just sort of stashed and didn't really put out. Yep. But you know, that comes with experience and age. I think you just sort of stop caring so much about what other people think, and you know, you just care about your goals and what you want to see happen. And if you truly believe in the work you've done, like I said, I have those inner voices that like, man, you whack, this shit sucks. But I've also, you know, have those reminders that I made dope shit and I can do it again. I guess the well isn't dry.
I peek through the back, so we creepin'. Caps are blue, so you know that we begin. And I'm back for the night.
Welcome, y'all. Welcome to another episode of 7 p.m. in Philly. I'm your host, Steve. And before we get started, I gotta remind y'all, man, hit the goddamn subscribe button, man. Please hit subscribe, like it, comment. Even if it's a bad comment, it's still a good comment. Just comment. Even if you say, yo, this shit's trash, it's fine. We'll take it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get right into it. So I'm your host, Steve. This is my co-host, Scooter.
Back at it.
And today we got a special, very special guest here with us. This is my dog. This is my brother. He makes great music. He's a great artist. He sings. He raps. He gives you all that he has. Welcome to the podcast, my dog, FirstNameDane.
Clap it up for first name. Clap it up for first name.
Bro, that's the best introduction I think I've ever had. Like, real shit, like, next time I have a show, I think I need to come out, like, me and you, like, fucking Mayweather and Weezy. Like, you introduced me to the crowd. That shit was incredible. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
FirstNameDane, a.k.a. the late bloomer in this bitch. What's up, Scooty?
What up, dog? My dog, Scooty Bangs.
Yes, sir.
FirstNameDane, we out here.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming, bro.
For sure. But yeah, man, you mean you're an artist, and you know, you gotta let the people know who you are, what you do, how your music sounds and all that. But first, we got to let the people know about you. So, like, where you from? Like, let the people know, like, you know, a little bit about yourself.
Well, my first name is Dane, not Dean. A lot of people screw that up. They think I'm speaking with, like, a southern accent, like Dane. Right. Dean? I'm like, nah, Dane, what you mean? Yeah. But I'm from South Jersey, Voorhees, Cherry Hill, that area. You feel me? I've been there. You know, grew up there. Scoot was with me in the trenches growing up.
I was
That's
there.
my dog. He remembers me when I was only like 5'3".
Yo, this is actually, let me cut you off for 1 second. Did you know Dane used to wrestle 103 and he was smaller than me?
Yeah, like I was tiny.
What?
Tiny.
What?
Yes.
It's wild.
My junior year.
That's crazy.
What was that like for you when you came back from college and I was just like, what's up?
I told you how it made me feel. You stole both of our growth spurts, nigga. That shit is crazy.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I was sick.
I've never thought about that from the outside because, you know, I just grew up and I'm like, I wonder what's that like for niggas that knew me and were away for a bit, because that happened to me with my little cousin.
Yeah.
Like, my little cousin was my little cousin. Like, always, like, and then, like, I wasn't around him much. I was in college for a bit, and then I was in New York, and I came back, and this nigga was like taller than me, and he was like, "What's up, cuz?" And I'm like,
"That's exactly what you did."
Yeah. I was like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Right. Yeah. But so my questions for you is kind of like, what made you want to become a rapper? You know what I mean? I know a lot of people love rap music, but like they don't actually pursue the actual career. What made you want to do that?
Well, one, yeah, I love hip hop. I love rap. I've always, you know, that's probably, I can remember the first time I heard Hypnotize. Oh, and ironically, it was my mom's boyfriend, someone who she was dating at the time, playing it in a Suburban, which is eerie as fuck.
Yeah. Right.
But
wild.
You feel me? Yeah. And from there, I was just like, this shit, it literally hypnotized me. I was like, I love this shit. Like, it's great. What he's doing with his voice is crazy.
All right.
So, you know, I've always loved writing. My mom would read to me often and really encouraged me to read books all the time. And, you know, that turned into writing often. And obviously, every kid tries to write a rap at some point.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
So like, I made one, or no, my cousin made one for me. She was like, oh, let me write a little verse. And I remember I rapped it to the kids in the neighborhood, and this was like probably like 12, maybe younger.
Was that shit? Was that shit whack?
Nah, I mean,
the kids was like, you gotta keep it real. We got that's the part of this podcast. We keep it out. We honest with it.
Keep it a bean.
No, was that shit trash?
Nah, that shit. By that era's metrics, it was hard. It was like they were like, oh, this nigga is the next Bow Wow.
Okay,
and I felt like that. I had the braids and shit. I'm like, yeah, I am. You know,
You took that Bow Wow shit to heart.
nigga. Like, what's up? And
nigga walked away was like, yes.
Exactly, nigga. When niggas was feeling it, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I like this. I like this feeling.
Yeah.
I like making some shit, and motherfuckers are like, that's cool. Yeah. And you're like, all right, let me do something again. Like maybe they fuck with it again. Yeah. But from there, I kept writing. But you know, you get interested in other shit. I really wanted to play football, but like we just mentioned, like I was little as shit by the time I got to high school, so that was out the window. Yeah. But then other shit, and then you know, I just sort of always came back to music writing in some capacity, and then we eventually got serious about it.
Gotcha. I got a question. Shout out to Amos, Steve, and Cedric. Were they there to see this rap?
Hell nah. If they were there, they probably would have clowned me. Get this nigga the fuck out. I would have never wrote a rap again.
Thank God they weren't there, man. Thank God. Thank God they would have killed my nigga dreams, bro.
They would have roasted cuz crazy.
Nigga would have went home and threw the scrapbook right in the trash. Like, fuck these raps.
I don't want to see another notebook in this house, Mom.
Right. Hell yeah, man. Damn. But like growing up, like what did you listen to? What was your music of choice?
It's really hard to pinpoint. I know like I said, the hypnotized shit, and then like I don't know, it's weird, like when you get older, like you just really start to lose pockets of memories. And
Right.
But I remember distinctly like 2003 when 50 Cent dropped. Yeah. And I made my mom buy that for me. And then but that was the same year the Black album dropped too. Right. Maybe around the same time.
I don't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure.
But cop that too. And I started getting to Eminem a little bit at the time. I think he was sort of coming out of that like peak moment, and he dropped like Encore or some shit. Yep. And I was running that heavy. I was in the D12 obviously because of him. And I had a little jukebox. I'm showing my age right now. But we had the motherfucker.
Damn, nigga, y'all.
Oh, I was listening to CDs. My fault, y'all. He was listening to CDs. Like, damn,
making them joints too.
for real, the mixed CDs for real. But you know, but I really started like diving into all types of music more when I started skating with people and like you know, diving into different crowds and listening to like alternative, and then you know, fucking going to parties and really hearing like Baltimore club music and like really just like, you know, that the music world opened up for me at that point. And I was listening to just about everything but country. I don't have anything. No, I do have shit against country because it to me personally, it's trash.
We could do without that.
It's literally, but to me, it's just folk music with an accent.
Yeah,
right.
Like, so like, why is it its own genre?
Facts.
I don't. Facts. Hey, I mean, I hope you don't have country listeners that come fuck me up because I've had issues with niggas on the web.
Right. I mean, shout out to them. You like what you like.
Yeah, you like what you like. For me, I don't do the country.
It's not for me
it
either.
Doesn't relate to me. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know.
I would probably like it without the accent. I think it feels fabricated.
It does feel like really forced on
like,
you.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't. Yeah, it's like
I don't believe that's how you speak.
Right. I'm gonna pull up in my Chevy 450 and I'm gonna grab some hay. I mean, like
they always drinking beer too.
Right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So nah, I don't do it. But at what age did you realize, like, you know what? This is it. Like, this is what I want to do. This is like, I want to be a rapper.
Probably like, I don't know, like 2-3 years ago, to be honest. Like it's like I said, you know, the late bloomer, like I'm true to that. Like I didn't find my passion like right away. Like I've been exploring with tons of things. Like I was working on film when I was in New York, like a decade ago at this point, like doing that shit. Came back and was like getting in the service industry, bartending and whatnot, and just experiencing things and ultimately coming to that conclusion, not too long ago. Like, hey,
but
music is it.
But did something happen? Like, kids, I feel like we all have our moment of clarity where it's kind of like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't want to do this shit no more. I want to pursue this. I mean, it was the same thing for me with podcasting. It was kind of like I had a moment of clarity. It's like, you know what? Nah, man, I'm going to pursue my dream. Did something happen to you to where it was like, you know what? I want to start rapping. Like, I've been playing around with this. I've been writing, but now I actually want to take this serious.
I'll tell you exactly when it was. It was COVID. I remember Amos and a couple other people were like, yo, I think Amos heard Nueva.
Yeah.
And he was like, this shit hard. Like, what are you doing with this? And I was like, I mean, it's gonna come out eventually, I think. Like, and then he was like, yeah. And we sort of like assembled like a team and came together and we're like, hey, let's like work on a release and shit. And like, obviously everyone had a lot more free time then. But like, the habits I was forming then, with making music and planning releases and whatnot, just sort of stuck. And, here we are now.
Got you.
Can we talk about that process? Because that is a process I feel like is ever evolving, right? With artists, with releases, and getting into that. But talk to us about like the process that you developed of releasing music and what you learned throughout that process.
One, don't overthink it. Two, be prepared, totally prepared. This is a content-driven industry, for sure, and you want to have all the proper components and assets to give that that song its proper due, the proper marketing and whatnot. I would say those two things to be sure.
Yeah.
So were you like, my thing is like, as an artist, it's kind of like as a rapper. So once you got to that point, like, I'm gonna start releasing music, were you scared? Like, yo, what if people don't fuck my shit? What if people call me whack? I mean, like, and if you were and people called you whack, like, has that ever happened? Like, but were you scared in the beginning? But have people called you whack? So 2-part question.
It's funny. I feel like no one's ever really called me whack. Like, I don't think I remember anyone really being like, yo, this is trash. Like, because I remember very, very, very vividly once, like, I think Jesse had my music, my homie Jesse, and he was spamming niggas on Reddit. And one dude was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, stop spamming. And then, like, the same dude was like, yo, usually these links are just some trash SoundCloud Jones. But this John was actually fire. He had some flow. And I was like, well, that's fucking incredible. Like, fucking niggas like to troll often. And I'm like, that guy chose to be genuine in that moment. It was like, oh, I really like this.
Right.
But, I mean, the only niggas that call me whack are my inner thoughts. Like, when I'm like, oh, nigga, you suck. Like,
voices in my head.
Right, exactly. Voices in the head. Like,
so for me, so that's another question for me. So it's kind of like, how do you determine whether, like, you know what, I like this song, or whether this song is just like, because I feel like that's like a battle, because it's kind of like you always want perfection. That's what we do as human beings. We chase perfection, especially as an artist. Like, I feel like a lot of artists are sensitive to their work. So how do you determine, like, yo, I want to release this. This is something I want to do.
It definitely takes a lot of building up to get there. I think for sure I was definitely insecure about my art in the early stages. I know, like I said, like Nueva, for instance, I was probably sitting on that far longer than I should have. I've had a ton of music that I just sort of stashed and didn't really put out. But that comes with experience and age. I think you just sort of stop caring so much about what other people think, and you just care about your goals and what you want to see happen. And if you truly believe in the work you've done, like I said, I have those inner voices that, like, man, you whack, this shit sucks. But I've also, have those reminders that I made dope shit and I can do it again. I guess the well isn't dry. So just keeping that in mind and, continuing to the grind and, making the shit I like.
Gotcha.
What's your favorite song you've written, and why is it your favorite song? Because you talk about these thoughts, so you are clearly like a deep thinker. So for something to like stick out to you, like what makes it your favorite piece?
I would say Lasagna, low key. There's a few, but Lasagna, it was interesting because like one of the barbacks at my one job, he was I didn't even know he produced, and he just sent me a beat like on the shift. I was like, "Oh, you produce?" He was like, "Yeah." And then I wrote to it during that shift, and
Oh snap!
oh yeah, I dipped out.
Hardly working.
I dipped. Yeah. if I'm not at the bar, I'm in the back in the kitchen writing. You feel me? And no pun intended. Like I'm working. I'm cooking up. I'm chefing up. But yeah, I remember like the exact flow, and like when I got the flow, I was like, oh, this is gonna be crazy. And like, you know, a lot of people resonated with Lasagna.
Yeah.
A lot of people like that song. I fucked with it. The video,
one of my
which we
favorites.
shot together.
We
The
did do
video.
that.
Shout out Scooty Bangs.
We did that.
Shout out Ibrahim Golden.
I am.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. So I got a question, because since I'm a creator also, I come up with ideas like in the fucking shower, while I'm sitting on the toilet,
Yeah.
or anywhere. When do you write? Do you have a specific time, like, you know what, I want to go home and write? Or does that happen to you while you be in the shower and you just kind of like, you just rapping to yourself and be like, oh shit, I got bars. Yo, let me run. You run out the shower. Like, how does it
Bro,
how does it happen to you for you?
It's almost like as soon as I sit in front of my laptop with the speakers, like as soon as the butt hit the seat, every idea is gone.
Yeah.
But as soon as
Right.
As soon as I get up and I like walk away, and like I've been in bed like, oh, I can't sleep, and then just like whatever, like turn over and like trying to sleep, and then you're like, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get up now.
Gotta get up.
I gotta get up, like, get to the computer before I lose this.
Right.
But like, you know, the shower is a big one because, you know, I'll just fucking be singing in there and trying to get melodies. I used to use the Memo app like religiously, and I don't know why I don't anymore, but that's been a really good tool for me. Get ideas out right away and come back to it.
Is that mostly for like melodies?
Melodies for beats, melodies for you know, verses.
Yeah.
You know, a ton of stuff. I don't think I've ever actually used it for non-music reasons. Have you?
Yeah, actually. You want to hear about it?
I feel like it's not.
No, I'm bullshit. But nah, I use voice memo for damn Dane.
Oh yeah, facts.
Yep.
You did. Well, that's music related.
It's music related.
Yeah.
But that I've used it for just to like kind of track like transcript points for editing. But that's it.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been like, hey, you have to
Yeah,
do this today.
No, never.
Normally for me, like I use the voice memo like fucking to like if I have like a skit or something, like a sketch or something, like an idea. It's easier for me to talk because it picks up like my cadence and how I want to say it. You know what I'm saying? Then when you write it down, you don't remember how you said it.
Exactly.
And so it's not the same. So I think that, you know, using the voice memo is very, really, really big.
I go straight to the notes app for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Straight to the notes.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've written down lyrics and went back to them like, what melody was I going for here? I don't understand what the fuck I was trying to do.
Yeah. What stuff do you see? What shit do you see out there that rappers are doing and that you'll never do yourself? Like, what kind of makes you cringy? Like, oh, why is it doing that? You mean like?
I don't know. I what do I see? I mean, I used to think TikTok was cringy and Triller, but like I started to utilize TikTok at least, and Triller I came around to be like, it's kind of cool. Like whatever, you dancing around to your own song.
Yeah.
I do that shit and don't film it. That's the only difference.
Right.
But
You be in the kitchen,
I don't
cranking
know.
that.
Yeah, right. Yo, I'm in the kitchen throwing ass to my own song.
Obligatory pause.
Right.
Hey man, we ain't starting that here. But nah, just as you said, like, you know, critiquing other artists because I'm an artist. It's also there's the other side of that where you give a little more leeway because you're an artist and a little more understanding. Like everyone's trying to bring awareness to their music. So
yeah. Because I feel like artists is like it can go either way. Either you're like your understanding is kind of like you know what, I've been there, or it's kind of like, yo, this shit is whack. Yo, I can't believe you doing this shit to me. So it could go. You mean?
I'm telling you, that money phone phase was absolutely disgusting.
The money phone? What do you mean?
So they holding the money up to their ear.
Well, wasn't that more like Floyd?
No. That was artists doing that shit.
I seen
music videos.
Like I seen Meek Mills was the first person that did that shit for me. That's who I seen there. That was the first person I seen. I was just like, this is horrible.
Nah, that one's good though. All the way on top of the hat.
Right.
The money hat.
Right.
Man, that era was crazy.
Well, what else is there? Because like I feel like I don't know. What are you guys seeing on the web that you're like, what the fuck?
You can tell. For me, I feel like I've watched so many music videos and I've listened to so many artists that you can tell when someone is just out here trying to make music for TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
Trying
Like
to catch that.
Yeah, to make a catchy song, and it's kind of like, and you can tell like, yo, this artist won't survive. Like they're gonna make we can go down the list and name a bunch of one-hit wonders, and it's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like, if that. I don't like that, because at the end of the day, you're taking away from the art. There's people out here who really put time and effort. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna come out here with one verse and you're gonna repeat it 2 times and with a catchy beat, and it's gonna make you millions. Granted, yeah, that's all good. But at the end of the day, did you really put in work? You know what I mean, did you really go through the grind? And then you will never hear from you ever again. So for me, it's like I'm not a big fan of that. It's like, put in the work. There's people out here working hard for this shit.
Right. No, I feel you. But yeah, as you said that, I'm thinking of, I finally found my cringe shit. When motherfuckers take the pictures, like I think there was like a Drewski sketch where he was like taking pictures like this or some shit, and it was like he was like, motherfuckers take pictures like this and be like, misunderstood. And I'm like, that shit is funny to me.
Right.
When I see that, I chuckle.
Right.
Not just the Drewski. When I actually see like artists post like that, I'm like, yo, y'all are funny, man.
Yeah. Speaking of cringe, every artist goes through this at least once, and at least once. Tell us about like your most embarrassing moment or an experience that humbled your ass fast.
Right.
That's easy. That's the Raekwon joint.
Oh,
like,
man.
by far. Yeah.
Tell that story.
There was
I felt for my boy, man.
There was this agency, right? They reached out to me, like, and they were like, hey, like, there's this event, like a cypher sort of, like rap contest.
Like an open mic type?
Nah, more like a, like, not open mic, but like, all right, there's rounds, and whoever's the best rapper this round goes to this round, and then so on and so forth.
Got you.
And it was going to be judged by Raekwon and special guests. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, I'm not trying to turn down any opportunity at this point. I'll take whatever, and, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I didn't prepare as well as I should have. And I have like the worst memory ever if I don't prepare. A lot of rappers can really like freestyle and do that shit. And I just don't do it as often as other niggas do.
Right.
So I get there. I feel great about the verses I have. And I feel like, and I hear the first few people, I'm like, oh, this is in the bag.
That overconfident.
Yeah, exactly. Well, a humbling moment.
Right.
And Bree Steves was one of the judges, and Beanie Siegel was the other special guest judge. So I'm geeked. I'm like, I love Beans, and obviously love Raekwon. He gives us a copy of his book. I take a picture. I'm in the picture and shit. Looking back at it now, I'm not smiling. I think it was after the fact.
Sick to your stomach.
Man. You feel me? So, it's my turn. I go up, and I'm flowing. It's going great, and Mina Say What is the host.
Okay.
The radio host, popular Philly radio host.
Yeah.
And the bottom just falls out, and I can't remember my next line. And she's like, "You just got to keep going." And I'm like, that just made it worse. Like, please stop. And I'm like, well, fuck, it is what it is. And I put the joint up. I think the mic almost fell when I put it back. I was like, yeah, I might need to run out of here.
You started shaking. You started shaking.
Oh,
bro, it was a bad.
That's
joint.
wild.
It was a bad joint. In front of like, not just the contestants, but like it was in a Foot Locker. Like he was releasing his new shoe.
Oh, so it was real intimate.
So like intimate, but also like, you know, other people were around the joint, like, and I'm like looking out, and it's one of those. It was something about color in like a venue when like the walls are darker, it feels smaller, but it was a white stage, white back, like, and like it just felt like I just fucking was in a Space Odyssey 2001, a Space Odyssey, and just bombed in front of
perfect symmetry too.
Yeah, I was like, this is like the most beautiful bombing ever. Like,
oh man.
But and then I mean, I sat down. I had to sit there in my shit and fucking. I watched the rest of the thing, and then I dipped out of there. But you know, I as soon as I left, I knew I was gonna like make a song called "Let Raekwon Down," so similar to like J. Cole's "Let Nas Down."
Yeah,
I already knew the beat I was gonna use too, because I was sitting on this sampled beat that was hard, and I'd made that. I posted it like I recorded it like within like a day and posted it within like the day. Like I wanted them to be like, oh shit, like, and off of that, Mina Say What, follow me, Raekwon. I tweeted at him. He responded and was like, you didn't let me down, G. Keep going. And I was like, well, that makes me feel better.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, but and I didn't want to sit in my shit for like months and just be like, well, it's over.
Just let it stew.
I fucking, you feel me? Like,
Yeah.
if you're afraid to fail, like you are going to fucking be stagnant.
Yeah.
You know?
But my question also with following that is that, was that the moment where, or have you ever had a moment where it's kind of like, you know what, I don't want to do this shit no more? Was that the moment that you came to like, you know what, I don't want to do this shit no more? Or did you ever have a moment like that?
For that specifically, I feel the same way. I said, I don't want to do rap contests no more. And I haven't done one since.
Yeah,
so, but like, I think, you know, people talk about rap. They're like, they got this perception of, you know, what a rapper is and what a rapper does.
Right.
And, you know, given now that rap is evolved into this much bigger genre where there's so many subgenres and so many different ways to make rap music, right. I don't think every rapper is the Raekwon the Chef go in and lay bars type rapper. You know what I mean? And, you know, as much as I love that music and I feel like with preparation, you feel me?
Right.
With the proper preparation, I could succeed in making that music. I don't think it's necessarily me. Mm-hmm. And I think that's okay. And I think that's a big part of growing and knowing your sound and knowing yourself as a brand.
Because honestly, I feel like a lot of people that don't, you know, that are not artists or not rappers, not musicians, they feel like, yo, you can just go in the booth or you can just freestyle on demand. It don't work like that. Everyone has a different process. Everyone, you know, some people write, some people, you know what I mean, they, you know, they speak into their voice note, or some people they don't even write at all. Everything is just based off memory and just kind of go with the flow. I mean, but I feel like a lot of people that don't know much about music, they just think like, you know what, like, yo, spit a bar. Yeah. Like anytime you watch an interview, it's kind of like, yo, freestyle, yo, yes, it's spit on the mic. I mean, pause.
We are us 80s and 90s. Spit on the mic. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Us 80s and 90s, like people who grew up listening to rap in those eras, just automatically think like freestyling needs to come off the dome.
Yeah,
and that you should be nice at it in order to be classified as a good rapper. But where does that come from?
I think it just comes from like, I don't know, like I guess that the ciphers outside on the corners, like if you're next up, you better be nice and like don't, you know. But
shout out to Drake for breaking that, because he hopped up on that Funk Flex with that BlackBerry and was going crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And we let him go. We can let him get away with
that's
it.
Wild. Yeah. I don't think I remember that, but that's crazy.
I remember it vividly. I remember when it dropped, and that just kind of like shattered the whole you need to be nice off the top.
Right.
He had the BlackBerry in the video, and we was like, he just murked that freestyle.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Right.
Can't even hate.
Right.
Yeah, man.
No, but for me, I think if you nice, they'll let you slide.
Yeah.
They'll let you slide. They'll be like, yo, you know what? Like, yo, he's nice. Like, yeah, he got his phone out. Yes, he got his pad out. Like, but he's spitting bars. It's kind of like they don't even look at that shit. You know what I'm saying? It goes right over their head. So, I mean, that's why it's like, yo, whatever. I mean,
facts.
Right.
Let's switch gears a little bit. It could be off music, but what's one thing that would surprise the people who follow you, or, you know, what's one thing that not a lot of people know about you?
I think most people would know that I'm a huge Eagles fan, Sixers fan.
Boo.
That's crazy. Well, you from New York. Wait, who you root for?
Just hit you like, hold on.
Yeah, I'm like,
wait, hold on. Whose man is this?
Hold on.
who your team,
Man,
nigga?
who's you?
He had the skirt.
Right. Hold up, nigga. Wait a minute.
Put it at Park.
Your
E-break.
podcast called 7 p.m. in Philly, nigga, not 7 p.m. in New York. Fuck
Facts.
you mean?
He had the e-break on.
Right. Nah, I'm originally from New York, so I'm a Giants fan. I'm a
Okay.
Giants fan. I rep everything New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got love for Philly. I mean, in a sense, I've spent half of my life in New York and half of my life here. So
Yeah.
I go both ways. I mean, I go both ways with that. But I root for all the New York teams.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Giants and Knicks are good.
Yeah.
Fuck out.
We have our time. We'll get back to it. You know what I'm saying? We'll have our time.
We ain't gonna talk about Scoot's team. He all over this dude bandwagon. But anywho, what'd you
Yo,
say?
I'm a traveling man.
Yeah.
I'm a traveling man. Shout out Niner gang.
Nah,
Raph, what up?
Nah, but I like I said earlier, I write. I've written screenplays. I've shown you, being in film. I've written screenplays. I've written poetry. I actually went on hellopoetry.com because I used to post my poetry on there, and I saw some poems I wrote back in like 2012. And it's so funny that they're still up there. But
Wow.
So you was like,
not even.
this
not even.
is the wall. This is what we're doing. And boom.
Nah, that'd be yo. If it ever got there, I think my homies would be like, "Yo, that's you're drawn." Right?
Nigga do it a lot.
Right.
But
Now poetry's fire though. I've
I love
poetry.
poetry. I love poetry. I used to watch Def Poetry growing up. Like,
that was great.
Oh,
That
nice.
shit was fire.
That was great. Rappers used to be on there often.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were.
especially like Most Def.
Most Def.
Yeah.
Kanye was on there.
Yeah.
I forget who else was on there, but yeah, it was hard. Even Chappelle was on there. He
Yeah.
did like a little poem that was like sort of like obviously comedy as well. But
Yeah.
nah, and poetry was fire.
Yeah.
What do you think like your job as an artist is like? What are you trying to communicate and get through your music to the fans?
Offer unique but relatable perspective. So like, everyone goes through grief.
Yep.
But there's so many ways to grieve and unique ways in which we grieve, and I dealt with grief a lot. And I think, I have an interesting perspective on that.
Yeah.
You feel me? Stuff
Absolutely.
like that. So like, I think that's why it's so important to tell artists to just be yourself, because, trying to be someone else is like not the ticket. Being yourself is the ticket, because a lot of people, if you're offering yourself and you're unique, which is true to everyone, you're yourself. A lot of other people will resonate with that.
Yeah. No, I respect that, because I feel like a lot of people, we live in a copycat society.
Oh man.
And I feel like a lot of artists, a lot of people just in general, this person does that, I'm going to do the same thing. Like, no one has that individuality in themselves. It's like, you know what? I'm me. You going to love me for me. You going to fuck with me because I'm that person. Yeah. So I do respect that you being who you are and not trying to, like, you know what? I'm going to be this artist because that's who people like. I'm going to be FirstNameDane, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you for that, bro.
Appreciate you. Yeah, a big part of finding your sound is taking, it's smart to steal. It's smart to steal, but you have to steal and then, shift it and make it you.
Correct.
You know? I have influences, and I've worn them on the sleeves at times, and then you have to reel it back in and say like, there's too much of my influences. I need to get more of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And
it always cuts through too. Like the fan always knows.
Mm-hmm.
The fan always knows.
Exactly, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. The fan always knows. Like, all right, but there's only so long you can keep up with it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, yo, like it's so much easier to be yourself, and that's one thing I always tell my kids, and it's kind of like myself. Like, yo, dog, it's so much easier to be yourself because when you walk into the building, I don't have to. All right, it's not work, bro. You don't have to turn into Office Steve. Like, hey, good morning, sir. I mean, it's kind of like I'm still myself, and it's kind of like, yo, they fuck with me because I'm me.
Yeah,
right? You know what I mean. So I think that's a lot of things that artists and people in general just need to know. Like, yo, be yourself, and if you'll know where people fuck with you, because I'm myself. I'm not this person, and if they generally mess with you, all right, cool. It's easy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So yeah, for sure, man.
Code switching is very real.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like I haven't done that growing up. You know, in Section 8 and in the middle of like a affluent white neighborhood, like you got to put on that white voice sometimes.
Absolutely. I get it.
Well, how are you? You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But I feel like just speaking on that, like I feel like growing up like that, it makes you now that you're older, you can be around, because I feel like there's a lot of black homies that don't know how to act when they get around white people.
Yeah.
They're nervous.
Oh my God. Yeah.
They're nervous.
Yeah. I for sure can navigate plenty of like cultures and rooms because of my upbringing.
Right.
Sure.
That's why I always shout out my parents for like putting us in those spaces, because there's not many spaces that we can't go into because of where and how we grew up.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very important.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to play a game?
What we got?
Yeah, maybe. What's the game, nigga?
Fuck, marry, kill.
Get me out of here, man.
You here now?
What kind of podcast is this?
You here now?
You here now?
It's music edition though. It's music edition.
Music
albums.
Music.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. First one. We're gonna go 3 rounds. We all got to answer though.
All right.
Fuck, marry, kill. Now, for all we know, Don Toliver, Life of a Don. Kanye West, The Life of Pablo. Fuck, marry, kill.
Who's going first?
You going first.
That's so easy. I'll fuck The Life of Pablo.
Okay.
Pause. I will marry Now as one of my favorite albums ever. She's an angel. And kill Don. Sorry, Don, but his album is good, but it's not touching those two.
All right, Steve.
Sheesh. All right. Fuck. I'm gonna go with fuck. Life of Don. Pause. And marry The Life of Pablo. That shit is classic.
Yeah.
I love it. I tweeted about it.
Yeah.
It's just. I feel like The Life of Pablo takes you for a ride. I didn't tweet about it. I tweeted about a different album, but I was talking about it with my homies. I feel like that album takes you for a ride.
It really does.
There's no skips. And
I'll fight you on that. And I posted it the other day.
What?
One of my favorite bloggers said that Lowlights sounds like the inner voice of Mary J. Blige.
Oh wow.
That is a skip. That song that's a skip.
I don't know.
Stop.
Man. I rock with everything. But I feel like certain songs on that album, you got to be in a mood for it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's a mood type of album. You know what I'm saying? But you can listen to it, but it's kind of like, all right, you know what? Right now, I resonate to this song.
Yeah.
And right now, I resonate to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you hype, I need every bad bitch of an Equinox. I need to know right now if you a freak or not. Like, yo, nigga, like, that's hype. Yeah. But if you in a sad mood, I don't want to hear no... Fuck them.
Fuck Equinox.
Fuck Equinox. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's one of those albums, but 30 hours.
Yeah. No more parties.
Once you get to the
LA.
back, it's crazy.
Oh, once you get to the back end, that shit is just,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think like Real Friends is probably the last like true time I heard a Kanye song, a new Kanye song, was like,
Yeah.
he's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, it was that. Yeah. Real Friends that shit's amazing.
So then you're killing now.
Yeah.
That's so disrespectful.
This one's pretty easy for me too. I'm fucking now, with all due respect.
Yeah.
For all we know, I'm marrying the life of Pablo and Don Toliver. I love that project, but yeah, I'm sorry. That one's gotta go under 6 feet.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
Life of Pablo was my shit. Have no idea how many drives through Mulholland Drive I've taken Life of Pablo.
Yeah.
Oh, so that resonated with you, because that album was very much like an LA album.
It's a LA soundtrack, and it's fire.
Yeah.
It's an LA soundtrack from an artist that's not from LA.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's funny because for me, when Yeezus came out, I was in New York. That was the summer I was in New York, and like that, I feel like that's when he did MSG and all that. And,
Yeah.
Oh no, that was Life of Pablo. But
That was Life of Pablo.
He played there, and then I think he did a bunch of like pop up stuff in New York at the time, and I was listening to that, Born Sinner, and Kissland by The Weeknd.
Wow.
But
Born Sinner was fire. That Wale project had came out around that time too. Gifted, I think. Is that what it's
Gifted?
called? I forget what
Or
the
was
album.
it the Seinfeld John?
I forget. But I know that Cole and Wale project came out around the same time, and that was
And the Mac Miller John too.
Mac Miller joined too. R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Mac.
Love Matt.
All right, round 2.
Let's go. Go ahead.
Fuck, marry, kill. We got Gunna, A Gift and a Curse. Young Thug, Business is Business. Killer Mike, Michael.
Mm.
Go ahead, Dan. Go first.
Street niggas gonna kill me.
Yeah, I knew this was gonna trip you up.
I'm a Killer Mike. Sorry.
Ooh.
I'm a fuck Business is Business. I like that Thug album. I think it could have been better. Obviously, he's under conditions in which he can't produce an actual good album right now.
Yeah.
But he did what he could do. And I'm gonna marry A Gift and a Curse. It was good.
It was.
With no features.
Right.
I mean,
It was good.
it's a good album.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I'm not a street nigga, so
Right. I'm gonna go with fuck. I'll give my explanation, but I'm gonna fuck. Business is business. I'm gonna marry Gift and a Curse, and I'm gonna have to kill Killer Michael. I'll be honest, I don't listen to Killer Mike. I don't know.
Oh man, you gotta expand your palette, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't listen to it. I'm not gonna say his music is whack or anything like that. I ain't gonna diss Killer Mike. I mean, he's a very intellectual dude. I would love to have him on my pod. But I don't really listen to his music. So I'll attest to that.
I feel it.
Why kill him?
I'm going to have to fuck Killer Mike. Pause.
hey,
That Michael album
that's
is
wild.
that
You could have said, well, you couldn't have
Yeah, I
said
did that
Michael.
either.
I was kind of torn.
Killer
Right.
Mike's album.
Yeah.
The album. The album.
Nah, you
I'm
just
gonna-
wanted to say you want to fuck Killer Mike, bro. We on to this nigga, man.
Not me, bro.
Yo.
I'm marrying A Gift and a Curse, and Business is Business. I could do without personally. I
You a thugger guy?
I was just about to say I got the utmost respect for Thug.
You're an easy breezy, beautiful thugger girl.
Yeah,
I am.
yeah.
I love
Sign me
that
up for that for sure.
I love that album.
But
I love Thug.
yeah, I really like that Michael album. I like it a lot.
Fair.
And Gunna's is just is pretty undeniable. I think.
Yeah.
Free slime.
Yeah.
So I had to add some R&B albums into the mix.
Yeah,
Of course. Scooter is
Slow
one
jam
of the
Scoot.
biggest R&B dudes you will know, man. Like,
Absolutely.
Yo, but when we was at Roar that one time, and what Superstar came on,
Yeah.
I was screaming in his face. I said, "Sing it if you like it so much, sing it." He wanted to sing it.
Nah, not at
you had to
Roar.
put him on the spot. You had to put him on the spot.
Everybody in there singing Superstar. This nigga over there,
Not at Roar.
He was mad. He was like, damn.
arms folded. Man.
If we was at Wicked Wolf, I might have sung it.
If I gave him a mic, he probably would have went off.
Yeah.
All right, fuck, marry, kill R&B version. Usher 8701, SZA, Control, Lauryn Hill, Miseducation. It's not an R&B album, but it's in there. She.
What would you call it then?
I don't know. I really don't
Because
know.
y'all said Lauryn Hill wasn't a rapper.
I didn't say that.
Who
I
said
never
that?
said that.
I didn't say that.
Someone said that.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say it. Whoever said it, she got bars for.
She's in my top 20 ever.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But those 3 albums.
Well, I guess you can go tell where I'm going with this then.
Yeah,
After I
yeah.
said
You're
that.
about to marry the shit out of Miseducation.
I'm marrying the shit out of Lauryn Hill. Yeah. Miseducation. I listen to that regularly. Like
Classic.
beautiful. I think the easily the best album about love. I think it's the best album about love. Incredible. Some of the biggest hits ever on it.
Yeah.
The first rap album to win our album of the year, not rap album of the year, but album of the year. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's like that.
Jersey.
Yeah. Well, North.
Hey.
It's 2 different states, man. It is what it is. It is what it is.
It is. You're right. But still Jersey.
Who gets killed? Because, I ain't going to say all that. This is tough.
I know who gets killed.
Control's hard.
Man,
Control's
that Control
so hard.
album is crazy.
Control's hard.
But it ain't that. It ain't that. So come on.
He said, "Get on, nigga.
Get on with it already."
Nah, Control. I love SZA, man.
Oh, man.
And I'm gonna leave it at that. I love SZA, but yeah, 8701. Yeah, that's the other. I'm not gonna kill that one.
Nah.
I'm gonna kill Control.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Shout out Usher.
Yeah.
He can sing to my shorty anytime. I'm very secure in who I am.
Right. Just don't give none of them Usher bucks.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll take if I can get it. That's what I want. He can sing to my shorty all he want, but just sign a couple Usher bucks for me. And it'll be good.
Framing them Jones. Right. Put it right in the studio.
And here's my Usher bucks. That should be hard.
For me, I'm gonna fuck Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill,
Wow.
Miseducation. 8701, I'm gonna marry that. 8701 has done a lot for me. I feel like I went through a heartbreak during that, so it resonates with me.
Yeah.
And I just feel like 8701 was a time.
It was.
It was a time. Like there was,
It was.
something about that album. Everybody had it. Everybody had the CD.
You don't have to call what's going crazy.
Come on.
Yeah.
Nigga, I would take a shower. I'd be thinking I'm Usher. I'm about to hop in my Honda Accord, even though there wasn't a fly ass Escalade or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I thought I was him. I was in the car,
Did you have the wheelie shoes?
What?
Yo,
Nigga, I thought I was him.
Yo, that's so funny.
I thought I was him. I thought I was Usher, bro. And the white chicks, they compare every black person to somebody.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was out there one day, and the white chick goes, "Oh my God, you look so much like Usher," and I ate it up, boy.
Fireworks started
I
going
ate
off.
it up. I said, yes.
you know what? Yeah. You know what? You're right.
You're right.
Yo, I was like, word? Usher?
Yeah.
I said, huh? I'll say, all right, cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So
man.
yeah. So 8701 got a special place in my heart. So I'm definitely gonna marry that. And then SZA, I like SZA. I like her music, but I feel like, I don't know, she don't really make music for me. She make music for, for girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I heard people call her like low key like the future for ladies.
For women. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. I mean, she sings that song, Yo, girl, my man and my man. That's just the most gangster song ever.
Incredible. It's incredible.
It's the most gangster. Like, how do you even come up with that? I just keep them satisfied on the weekends.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yours 9 to 5. But I'm the weekend. That shit is fire. Shout out to you, SZA, for that. I love that
is
track.
crazy.
I mean, I catch myself in the whip singing that shit sometimes. I'm just like, yo.
Weekend.
Right, yo.
Hold up, but do you censor out the your man is
Obviously. I mean,
No.
yeah.
you getting all the lyrics in?
Honestly, though, now we're gonna keep it 100. You're gonna keep it 100. When you in your whip by yourself, you sing the song according to the song.
I was singing Forrest Gump the other day. You know.
Oh my God.
Oh my mind, boy. I said, boy, hard as shit. Boy, boy.
Oh, hit the ad lib with it.
Yeah. Yep.
Frank, you singing, brother.
Yeah, man.
I ain't gonna change the words. That's disrespect.
It's only when you get around your homies, you be like, you muted, like, start mumbling and shit.
On the week.
No, right. Knowing damn well when you be by yourself, you be
My
singing
girl
all them
is your
lyrics.
girl.
Right. So I'm gonna have to kill Sis, unfortunately. But I love you, Sis. But yeah,
I feel like y'all know where I'm going with this. I'm gonna just cut straight.
Come
to
on,
it.
get straight to the point. We all know where you're going with this, man.
We marry in 8701.
Right.
Yeah.
August 7th, 2001. A moment in time.
Right.
Stamped in history. Usher. Classic.
I am today years old, realizing that.
Oh man.
That's
on, man.
Yo,
August
I'm
7th, 2001.
sweet. I was a kid. I said, fuck it. Like, what? It's a big number,
Bro. That was a moment in time. Shout out to 6th grade Scoot. I was hitting all the slow jams with all the shorties at the house party. Usher on there. We got that out the way. I'm going to fuck, with all due respect, Miseducation.
So what you're saying is you didn't really give SZA a chance in this category.
No,
She
I
didn't
did.
have a chance,
She had no
though.
chance.
I
She had
did
no
though,
chance.
because that joint is I consider Control a classic.
You set up for failure, Scooter.
You did.
You did. You look who you put it. You put it with two
Shut
elite
up.
artists, bro.
She's elite though.
Knowing what we know
she's
now.
Not, she's not.
what do
She's
you-
not them.
Knowing what
She-
we know now, who would you take? Who would you substitute SZA's album for to make this more interesting?
First thing that comes to the top of my mind, Diary of Alicia Keys.
Still no.
No.
Still no.
Nah.
Honestly,
Nah.
with Miseducation and 8701,
Yeah. R&B.
That's tough.
off the wall.
I
me.
almost asked Thriller.
That
But
even
that's
would be
just-
crazy.
But like, you know what I mean?
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
It would be.
But
What
it's
about
Michael.
what
it's
about
Michael? I mean, like, oh no, man, you can't. I don't know. That's a tough category, bro. Because both of these artists are fucking elite.
Bro, SZA's elite.
Yes.
I will stand on that hill 10 toes down.
But she hasn't. But I feel like I don't know, man.
Bro, Control is a classic.
Usher's proven though.
Absolutely, but that was like one of his,
He lasted test of time. He's still performing out. He's still the niggas getting bitches in trouble.
Listen.
But in 2001,
Bro.
that was Usher's like second album.
Listen, though.
Second or third album.
Because Deion Sanders said something funny about something like that. So SZA Control, you said is a classic.
Yes.
And obviously Lauryn Hill Miseducation is a classic.
Facts.
So you looking at them side by side. Do they got the same stats?
No, they don't.
Do they exactly
They
not?
don't.
Deion said, I see a couple niggas getting in the Hall of Fame that I might need another jacket.
Right.
The more exclusive jacket.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. We throw
it.
around the term classic often. I think Control is incredible. But Lauryn Hill, Miseducation is undeniable.
Right.
And
Yeah.
8701 is, that's
A moment in history.
That's
You feel me?
8701, man. That shit touches me
Yeah.
right here, bro. So for me, it's just kind of like SZA didn't stand a chance here. So it's not your fault, Sid. It's Scooter's fault.
Call Scoot.
I'll take
Call
it, man.
Scooter.
Better
You
call
mean?
Nah,
Scoot.
they sleeping on you, SZA.
Yeah.
I got your back.
Yeah,
shorty.
better call Scooter. You mean?
You ain't slick, nigga.
Yeah, exactly.
I got your back, SZA.
Yeah, right.
This nigga ain't slick, man.
Yeah, man.
So what's next for First Name?
FirstNameDane he in album mode. Y'all about to get something very, very soon. Very working closely with my boy Ty Key.
Shout out to Ty.
Key.
Shout out to Ty. Love you, Ty.
Shout out
My
to
dog.
Key, big dog. Working with Scooty Bangs over here. Working with Scooter. We putting together some things, and as soon as it's ready, y'all gonna get it.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like one thing I will say about FirstNameDane, his music is great. His music is great. He puts in the work. You hear it.
Thank you.
You feel it. And it's one of those things. It's kind of like once you hear his music and realize, like, oh shit, like homie is nice.
Yeah.
And also one thing I will attest to him also is that he is a humble artist. He's not one of them like, yo, I'm an artist. Like, yo, he showed up here on time, bro. He came in. He got here before Scooter.
That's
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
If I got nothing, I got punctuality, man.
You know what I mean? And he's humble, bro. And he wants it. He's hungry, man. So one thing I would say to the people, man, definitely go support an upcoming artist, a great artist. He's not out here giving you fluff. He's out here giving you real music, good music, shit that you can relate to, and shit that you love.
Yes,
So shout out to First Name.
First Name Dane. A first verse is like church Easter eggs. If you search, if you listen to the songs, keep listening. Run it back a few times. You miss something. Tell me.
Sure.
Yes, sir. So that's all we got, Scoot.
That's all we got,
This is it.
That's it, man. I think we actually might have something special though.
I think we do.
I
think we do. My dog, First Name Dane, is gonna have a little performance for y'all. A little something for y'all. This is the first time we're doing it on the podcast.
Hooty hoo!
You know what I mean? So shout out to First Name Dane. Get ready for him, and it's gonna happen. Shout out to y'all, but I'll let y'all know. I mean, my dogs is here. I mean, shout out to everybody checking out the podcast. Enjoy the performance for my dog, First Name Dame, and don't forget to motherfucking subscribe. I'm tired of y'all.
Subscribe, like, put the notifications on. Tell your mama, tell your grandmama, tell your auntie, tell your girlfriend, tell your husband, tell everybody, man.
Everybody, your coworker, your pastor. You know what I mean, all of them. I mean, even tell it to your cat and your dog, all that, even though they can't subscribe. But yo, shout out to y'all. Enjoy the performance for First Name Dame. Signing off. Love y'all.
Sheesh.
Peace.
I ain't been happy in a long time. It ain't been smiles, I made a song cry. Driven by pain, I need a joyride. Driven by pain, I need a joyride. Skirt, skirt. Skirt, skirt. Round and round and round we go till it all falls down. Round and round and round we go till it all falls down. I got problems being won't fix, and it came with a wagon, of course. I might be done with the rap shit. I don't feel like bragging no more. I put location on private. Bitch, when you see me, you see me. It's like I just lost it to pain. And I can't even talk to a fiend. Boy meets girl, me messy world. Now it's on it like cheese curls. Her baby with the wordplay. Oh well, like SeaWorld. Just stopping to ask for a hug. I'm tripping and healing on drugs. Gave you acoustic for vibes. I really just wanna unplug. Yeah. I ain't been happy in a long time. It ain't been smiles, I made a song cry. Driven by pain, I need a joyride.
Ew, you for real crying right now, Dane. Yuck.
Could be me.
Driven by pain, I need a joyride. Skirt, skirt. Skirt, skirt. Under fire, we too fast. Dreaming digits, that's too much dash. That's too much gas. Atlanta, MG, and Philly, damn, that's too much class. Daisy, crank that flash. It's a dance for you, it's a pour for me. All my niggas dope, be off that dope with me. It's a demon in my condo like he close to me. I had to clear my mind, I grabbed the keys and rosary. I ain't been happy in a long time. It ain't been smiles, I made the song cry. Driven by pain, I need a joyride. Driven by pain, I need a joyride. Skirt, skirt. Skirt, skirt. Round and round we go till it all falls down. Round and round we go till it all falls down.
I wasn't crying, man. Like, y'all, I got allergies in my eyes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Light-skinned niggas always crying.
I'm not light skinned.
Call your first name Drake.
I got a tan this summer.